Hello, my name is Dr. Denise, and this is this week's A Dose from Dr. Denise, where I hope to teach, show, and inspire you how to release your God-given health and life potential. So last week I started with a new theme that I'm going to carry through for a few weeks, which is what robs us of our joy, what steals our joy. Last week I discussed the constant need for more and never having enough as something that robs us of our joy. And this week I'm going to talk about the dreaded cell phone and our smart phones and social media usage. So these are all things that are here to stay, but they are wreaking havoc in many areas of our life. And so that's what I'm going to discuss this week. So three things that I'm going to share. One, what are some of the studies showing? Two, I'm going to share what I observed with my own use this week. And three, a few things that I'm going to do differently to make sure that social media and smartphone usage isn't robbing us of our joy. I shared last week a great definition, which is happiness has a reason, but joy just is. And I want to vibrate at a high level, and I want to have high levels of joy, and I want to be aware of things that rob my joy. And our smartphones and our social media platforms have become addictive, and they are decreasing our joy levels. Smartphone usage and social media usage, which has been around for over a decade now. The iPhone came out in 2007. Studies are showing that it's increasing our level of anxiety, it's increasing depression, it's increasing loneliness, it's impairing our cognitive function, and it's impairing our ability to be productive. And I think we would all agree with that. And the reason is that we no longer can focus on a task at hand or a person in front of us. We have multiple screens open in the background. And even when you think that you're being productive, just by going out and checking these various things, we're leaving little bits of attention on these various platforms, and it's decreasing our productivity. I learned that attention engineers have been hired by these social media platform companies to grab our attention. There's a reason that the likes are in alarm red. They grab our attention. Of course, the advertisers absolutely love this, but we're getting addicted to the likes. We're getting addicted to the comments. And as if we needed one more thing to be addicted to. So every time we go out to our phone and we see that someone has approved of us on social media, has liked us, has made a comment, we love that, and we get this little hit of dopamine. And so that is scary, and it's something to be absolutely positively aware of. You need to be aware of how much time you're spending on your smartphone, how much time you're spending on social media, and what the trade-off is. So what were some of the things that I looked at all week long? Well, number one, I looked at how much time I spent on my smartphone, and that was rather appalling. Once you know something, you can't unknow it. And so I was really mindful of how many times I just went to go grab my phone to check it, and it was ridiculous. I was mindful of other people using their smartphone. And so when we were out to dinner, the family of five next to us, three of the five family members were on their phone the entire dinner. The little boy, probably 5 or 6 years old, was desperately trying to get his father's attention, and he was failing miserably. It was Valentine's night, and the couple behind us was on their phone almost the entire dinner. So, it is just really scary the amount of times that we're using our smartphones and checking social media and losing the moment that's directly in front of us. Some of the podcasts that I listened to talked about our need to constantly document every moment that's happening in our lives and put it on social media. And I, for one, have definitely failed at that. But again, I want to be more mindful of it, and I don't want it to be something that I get addicted to or that can decrease my level of joy. So some of the things that I personally decided to do, and it was based on a comment that I heard, which I thought was wonderful. In one of the podcasts that I was listening to on this topic, this particular the person, he was a professor at Georgetown University. He doesn't use any social media, and he's very, very intentional about the amount of time he spends on his smartphone. He said that you should look at all your values, and that you should base your technology usage around those values. That you should probably fast from social media for a while and fast from your smartphone for a while. Look at your values and then add that technology back in to support your values, but to make sure that you're using it and it isn't using you. So some of the things that I decided to do with my phone was I put all the platforms that I check on my phone, which for me is Facebook, Instagram. I have 2 email accounts and Facebook Messenger, and I took those 5 applications and I moved them to the last screen of my iPhone. So they're not like grabbing my attention right away as soon as I go to make a phone call or to check a text message. I am going to be much more intentional about how much I use my smartphone. I'm putting it in my purse more often. I'm putting it face down in the kitchen. I'm not leaving it attached to my body. And I'm going to use it versus it using me. So I use my smartphone for work. I use it to keep in contact, with my loved ones and certainly with my sons. But I am going to be way more mindful about the amount of times I go to just grab my phone when perhaps I'm bored. And in particular, in some of these podcasts, it talked about the fact that we don't have the ability to be bored anymore. And if you don't believe me, then just check out, next time you're at a grocery line, check out how many people are on their phone as opposed to just standing there waiting to check out. So we have, in fact, become addicted to these things, and they are decreasing our levels of joy, and it's something that I want to be mindful of. So I'm going to challenge you this week to see, how often do you go out to your phone? Is it truly increasing levels of joy for you, or is it creating just this little bit of anxiety that you might miss something by not checking your phone 22,000 times a day? And so let's make sure that our social media usage and our smartphone usage is not robbing us of our joy. And I will conclude with my prayer. O Holy Spirit of God, come into my heart and fill me. I open the windows of my soul to let you in. Come and possess me. Fill me with light and truth. I offer to you the one thing I do possess, and that's the capacity to be filled by you. Of myself, I am an empty vessel. Come and fill me with the life of the Spirit, the life of truth and goodness, the life of beauty and love, the life of wisdom and strength. And guide me today, Lord, in all things. Guide me to the people you wish me to meet or help. Guide me to the circumstances where I may best serve you, whether by my actions or by my sufferings. But above all, may you be formed in me, so that I may dethrone my ego and make you king, so that you are in me and I am in you now and forever. Peace out. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Sunday.